All right, today we're talking about one of the most magical things about gemstones, dispersion. You might know it by its other name, fire. We're going to get into the science of what makes these stones flash with color. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You see a beautiful gem, you give it just a little turn, and suddenly, bam, you get these incredible flashes of the rainbow coming from deep inside. So what in the world is causing that spectacular light show?
Well, the scientific term for it is dispersion, but in the world of gems, we call it something way more exciting, fire. And that's really what it is. The gem is acting like a tiny, perfect prism, grabbing white light and splitting it apart into a rainbow.
Okay, so let's get into the science of these tiny rainbows. To really understand what's happening inside the stone, we first have to talk a little bit about light itself. So here's the first thing you've got to know. That normal white light that you see every day, it isn't actually white. It's more like a bundle of all the colors of the rainbow, all of their different wavelengths traveling together in one neat package.
But this is where the magic happens. When that beam of light hits a gemstone, it's like a race begins. And not all the colors run at the same speed. Red light, with its longer wavelength, is the speed demon. It moves through the gem faster. Blue light, with its shorter wavelength, gets slowed down a lot more. And that difference in speed is what literally pulls the colors apart. It's what makes them disperse.
And this isn't just some abstract concept. Gemologists can actually measure this, and it's pretty straightforward. They measure the refractive index, which is just how much the gem bends light, first with red light, and then they do it again with violet light. The difference between those two numbers is the gem's dispersion value. And it's simple. A bigger number means more potential for fire. But, and this is a huge but, a gem's natural ability to create fire is just potential. To actually unlock it, to see that brilliant display, you need a little human intervention. And that is where the cut becomes absolutely critical. So yeah, a bunch of things can affect the fire we see. There's the density of the gem, its own body color, the refractive index we just talked about. But one of the most important things on this list is the skill of the faceting, the cut itself. You see, a master gem cutter, or a lapidary, is like part artist, part physicist. They know the exact angles they need to cut all those tiny, polished faces on the gem. The whole point is to make the light bounce around inside just right and then shoot it back out the top, split into that amazing rainbow. A bad cut can make even the most promising stone look totally lifeless. Now, when you think of a fiery gem, what's the first one that comes to mind? A diamond, right? We all think of diamonds. But is it really the king of fire? The data might just blow your mind. Let's just look at the numbers here. Diamond has a dispersion value of 0.044, which is excellent, no question. But then look at cerussite. It comes in a little higher at 0.055. And then you have rutile, which is just on another planet entirely with a dispersion value of 0.28. It's not even close. That's right. Let that sink in. Rutile has over 6 times the potential for fire as a diamond. We're talking about an absolute explosion of color. And rutile's not the only surprise out there. Synthetic materials, like lithium niobate, were actually used as early diamond lookalikes for one big reason: their intense fire. Its dispersion is 0.13, which is nearly 3 times that of a diamond. Crazy, right? Okay, so it's really important we get this straight. We've been talking all about fire, but you also hear words like sparkle, or maybe even something called pleochroism. They are not the same thing, so let's clear up the confusion. It's actually really simple when you break it down. Dispersion, or fire, is what we've been talking about, those flashes of rainbow color. Scintillation, which is what we usually mean by sparkle, is the pattern of light and dark spots you see when you move the stone. And pleochroism is something completely different. That's when the gem's actual body looks like it's a different color when you view it from different angles. I really love this quote because it just captures the feeling perfectly. Fire feels active, like there are little fireworks going off inside the gem. Pleochroic colors, on the other hand, they feel more like a static condition of the gem. It's part of its natural body color, not a light show that it's putting on for you. So now you know, the next time you're admiring a piece of jewelry, I want you to look past the general sparkle. I want you to search for the fire deep inside, for those distinct, brilliant flashes of color. Because now you know the incredible story of light, physics, and artistry that they're telling you.